Auston Matthews has been on another level so far in 2023-2024. With a league-leading 13 goals in 13 games, the Toronto Maple Leaf superstar is off to the hottest start of his remarkable career. And while it's still very early, his goal-a-game average through the season's first month has him in a good spot to not only take home his third career Rocket Richard trophy, but to potentially put up one of the most prolific goal-scoring seasons in recent NHL history. Let's break down his torrid start. Sit back, relax, and take this in. First, a quick refresher on Matthews' resume. Since breaking into the NHL in 2016-2017, Matthews has racked up more goals than anyone else. More than Connor McDavid, more than David Pastrnak, more than Alexander Ovechkin. Hell, it was Matthews who made the 60-goal season in vogue again. Back in 2020-2021, Matthews became the first player in a decade to rack up 60, a dazzling season that earned him his second consecutive Rocket Richard trophy. Simply put, he's one of the most prolific goal scorers of the 21st century, and there's no player in the league today who puts the puck in the net more often than him. Having said that, what he's done so far this season has been next level stuff. 13 games into the season, Matthews has a league-leading 13 goals. Along the way, he's recorded 3 hat-tricks, meaning that 30% of his career hat-tricks have come in the last 4 weeks. And in early November, he's 2 games shy of the Maple Leafs franchise record for 3+ goal games in a season. But I digress. Back to those 13 goals. Only a dozen players this century have scored 13 or more times in their first 13 games in a season, and that list has some pretty special names on it. Mario Lemieux, McDavid, Ovi, Ilya Kovalchuk. And of course, that list also includes Auston Matthews. Back in 2018-2019, Matthews also scored 13 goals in his first 13 games, but his performance this year is more impressive for a couple reasons. First, when Matthews scored 13 and 13 5 years ago, 6 of those goals, almost 50%, came on the power play. This season, however, less than a third of Matthews' first 13 goals have come with a man advantage, while his 9 even-strength goals are tops in the league. In fact, he's just the 10th player in the last decade with 9 or more even-strength goals through his first 13 games. But it's not just his increasing dominance at even strength that makes this year's start more impressive. It's also the fact that he's got the most goals in the league despite being deployed in a way that's actually slightly less conducive to scoring. According to Money Puck, in 2018-2019, Matthews started a career-high 23% of his shifts in the offensive zone, which was the 35th highest mark in the league. This season, however, that number has dropped to 20.5%. He's not even in the top 100 in the NHL in terms of the percentage of his shifts beginning in the offensive zone. And yet that hasn't prevented him from scoring. Not one bit. By the way, do you happen to know how many goals Wayne Gretzky had through 13 games when he set the single-season record of 92 back in 1981-82? It was 13. Just thought I'd put that out there. Okay, so how is Matthews doing this? Well, there's a few contributing factors. For one, he's getting a lot of shots off. At 4.46 shots per game, Matthews is getting pucks on net at the second highest rate of his career, a smidge below the outrageous 4.77 mark from his 60-goal season. And when you have the kind of pinpoint accuracy and lightning-fast release that Matthews does, shooting a lot is a solid recipe for scoring goals. That said, however, it's not just the volume. He's also been more efficient than ever. A month into the season, Matthews has scored on 22.4% of his shots, which would not only be a career high by a mile, but would also be an outrageous anomaly if he can sustain it over a full season. The last time a player had a shooting percentage above 22% while taking at least 250 shots was back in 92-93, when it was done by Lemieux and Luc Robitaille, a pair of Hall of Famers. In today's game, players simply don't shoot and score as efficiently as Matthews has through the first month of the 2023-2024 campaign. And look, before you say it, I know, small sample size. For sure, he's not going to score 82 goals. But just because some regression is to be expected doesn't mean Matthews isn't going to put up a historic season. At this point, after all, he only needs 47 goals in 69 games to reach 60. That's easy work for him. It's not out of the question that he could get to 70, a plateau that hasn't been reached in more than 30 years and would almost certainly make him the second player ever with 3 Rocket Richard trophies. See, judging by the quality of shots he's taken, Matthews, in his 8th NHL season, appears to be more focused than ever on generating high percentage chances. I mean, just look at the difference in his shot chart from last season compared to this season. He's not just firing from anywhere this year. The vast majority of his shots on goal in 2023-2024 have come from high danger areas. It should come as no surprise then that his expected shooting percentage this season is a career high according to Money Puck, as is his expected goals per 60 minutes. Long story short, this is the best version of Auston Matthews that we've ever seen to start a season. He's giving off the same vibes that he did midway through 2021-2022, when he scored 51 goals in a 50-game span. And if he sustains even close to this level of productivity, no matter what becomes of the long-suffering Leafs in 2023-2024, Matthews' season will be one for the history books.